Damn it. Wow.
So, Kip Scott, welcome. We're having another go at the tree. The tree, where's ET? Um, yeah, so we're, so yeah, with oil paints, we sort of go the other way round. We're going to work from dark to light. So we're going to look at the tree, the dark marks. Use we're going to use ultramarine and burnt umber, which you'll find more and more and more is a really useful dark color. So we're just going to mix just a little bit with the burnt umber first, and then just add little bits of the on a separate pile. Like, can't really see very well there, but there. So you get a bit of burnt umber first, and then just add little bits of the ultramarine until we get a nice dark. It will take quite a bit of ultramarine, and then we'll have.
Oh, you're wanting like a very, very dark color, yeah?
Yeah, that's what we want. So that's dark. What's really great about this, it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic mix because we can add bits of little drops of white here and there as we go along. But what we're going to do now is get the. Have you got the image available on your computer?
Yes,
You have.
I do.
Have I? Well, I have as well. So what I'm just going to do for is I'm just going to share it. Share the picture. Right, there we go. So where's my? Oh, there we go. So there we go. We're not going to put all of that detail in that's there, but what we're just going to do is I'm just kind of looking at it to remember what we've got. And we're just going to like concentrate on drawing these or painting these branches. We've already got something that we can work on top of, but we can also make some new marks as well. And the acrylic underneath, um, it won't go away, so it's really useful base for us. So I'm going to stop sharing because we've seen it, and I don't really need to look at it. We're going to use the marks we've made already, like what, and we're going to, because that's like a mirror. Yeah, we're basically losing, the more painting we do, we don't need to, like, we're not trying to copy that image, but we're trying to get the effect of that image, which is kind of looking upwards, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, and our two trees are quite different, but they're from the same forest. They're brothers, but they're not going to be the same. So it's more about like, so we're going to with a small brush, I've got a dagger brush here. Um, we're going
What?
to start, it's a dagger brush. It's like a slanted head,
Oh, okay.
but it doesn't matter. It's just a small brush. And we're just going to play around today with these branches using the marks we've got already and just make some. So it's like with a long arm away from the canvas. So we've got control of it. We're just going to go upwards with these marks. Just one mark at a time. Load the brush up with paint. And each of it, go for the branch that you feel you want to go for. Use the marks you've already got at this. And up and down, you can go up and down the branch, but keep your arm as straight as you can so that we get like a smooth line. It's much easier to get a smooth line backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. So just keep putting paint on the brush. We're not using water, I hope. And then so it's really, and try to get to the bottom of the branch that's attached to the trunk, because get that dark mark. So we've got the separation, if you like. What you should start seeing is that this paint is a lot darker than the acrylic paint that we're painting on top of.
Yeah, I'm definitely noticing that.
So what we want to try and do is get this effect of the branch being attached to the tree. So they're not coming out the side of the tree, they're coming out of the middle. But kind of stick to where you've got the branches already, because they're in, we've done that work already. But you can go up and down, and you'll notice that the oil paint's really smooth. Is it feeling really smooth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just enjoy that smooth up the branch, down the branch. You don't need to worry about whether the branch, you don't need to, you've already made those marks. That's what's good about working with acrylic first, really. It's more about just enjoy the feeling of the feel of the oil paint on the canvas. So it's just up and down. You don't need to overwork the brushwork. We're just getting these branches just
slipping and sliding.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's a nice feeling. So, and gradually, as you've done the branches that are more defined, you can move on to the lesser defined branches. I've got quite a few because I'm painting on a different canvas. I'm not painting on canvas, I'm painting on linen. It takes longer for the paint to grip. Once it does, it's a really great though. But so we're just building on what we've done already. We're not trying to do anything new. We just want to get these branches so they're going into the middle of the tree. And then you see the further we go up the tree, and it's working already for me, I can see it's like really beginning to look authentic. So the nearer the branches are to the if you like, then when I'm not the lower part of the tree, there's more distance between them, and it gives this perspective. Wow, it looks amazing. Yes, yeah, so make sure that the end of your branches are going into the middle of the tree. Yeah, that's it. So you'll see that that's it. It's perfect. That's lovely. That's enough. So don't do too many ups and downs. Just one or two does the trick. And you get this sort of effect. Can you see on mine, Kit? Can you see
yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. There's a contrast. Yeah.
Yeah, you get this contrast, and you get this effect of it going
like it's real.
Yeah, so you don't want to have them join it. I can see there's a couple there, and, it's okay at the moment, but you'll just basically just get used to the difference of, the different ways it can look. So, yeah, and towards the top of the tree, we're going to gradually, they're going to be much closer together.
Well, you got to use a lot more oil.
They're not closer together, but they appear to be.
It takes a lot more oil, doesn't it, than it does acrylic?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Well, it's because you're using the water with the acrylic as well.
Yeah.
So it is possible to paint with mediums, but the more I paint, the less I don't use mediums. I prefer not to, but that's just me. It doesn't mean that you can't at some point. Mediums make it more viscous, and consequently, I think that's the right word. It's
So is
like,
it like a type of a material, like helps just spread the paint around the medium?
yeah, the medium just makes it more fluid, so it works. People like to use it because it's easier to work. I just like the feeling of oil without any of it. Also, the other thing which is quite interesting, it's if you just use oil, it's much easier to clean your brush.
Yeah.
All you need to do when you finish after this is rub your brush on a rag until it's clear. And then with washing up liquid actually works perfectly well. Just really rub it on a rag, yeah, when you've finished. And then you can wash it in like detergent, like whatever you call it over there, fairy liquid we have.
Yeah, I've got some of that painter's soap too.
Yeah, well, you won't. You can just do. I've discovered now that just detergent after you've rubbed it really clean.
Yeah.
I just put a little bit on my palm of my hand and rub the brush into the palm of my hand, and it cleans it perfectly. So it's easy peasy. But if you've got medium, that's what causes health problems. It's really rubbish. It's not.
Oh,
It's not good for you. I just don't like it.
I didn't know it was toxic medium.
Yeah, it can be. So yeah, don't go. Just try and get this effect of the branches being. Well, you look at a tree and that's what happens, isn't it? It's that kind of. What's good is the work you've done on the acrylic with the acrylic just gives us a really good base. So let's have a look. Now, right, okay, so we're gonna, yeah, just do the couple, we'll do what you want. Ah, now that's going straight down, which is interesting.
Is that not good?
Well, it needs to be wiggly or something. It looks like it's, don't worry because we're going to put enough marks on top of it where it won't matter, but it's like,
We're going to cover the
let's
fuck
have
up.
a look at, let's have a look at your, it's looking cool, man. It's cool. Now, what we're going to do is hold your horses. I'm just going to stop recording. Pause. Okay, Kit. So, hi. So we're going to, I'm looking at the cameras over there and the screens over there. So it's like, I'll look there. Right. Okay, Kit. So same brush. We're going to use the same dark to start with. You've got some white on your palette, but we're not going to use the white to start with. What we're going to do is do some lines, but short, like little lines on the tree. And we're going to do wider marks down the bottom than we are at the top. But we're not going to be too worried about the top. But these lines are going to specifically going to be going down like we can see on the image that we're using, which is of that tree that you've all seen earlier. So if you can just watch me before you dive in and do it. So down the bottom, the marks are going to be bigger and further apart. So can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And they're not going to be regular. In other words, they're going to be, well, random, I guess. Dark marks, so you can see. And then we're just going to move up the tree with a little wiggle of the brush. Make sure we've got paint on the brush. And then gradually as we go up the tree, they'll be thinner and they'll be closer together, these marks. Can you see how I'm doing it?
Yeah, squiggles pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, just squiggles and not like they're right next to each other. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's sort of, they're random marks. And because we've got light from the acrylic underneath, we can kind of see. So when we get to that part of the tree here, they're just really tiny little marks. And that's it. That's it. You don't have to do any more than that, yeah?
Yeah.
So just up to the top. It's kind of difficult to see on mine, isn't it? But that's it. That's perfect. So just smaller marks up, but that's good. Yeah, I can see it on yours. That's great. That's great. So yeah, so smaller marks at the top, just smaller, and it should help us with our perspective. Actually, it looks great as it is, actually. But there we go. Yeah, you don't need to overdo it. It's really simple. So now what we're going to do, that's fine, Kit. Yeah, don't overdo it. And now what we're going to do is get our, in your case, sim titanium, right? You don't need to clean your brush, yeah?
Yes.
But you don't need to mix this white in with the what we've been using, which is burnt umber. But you don't, at the same point, you don't need to clean your brush. Is your brush very loaded?
Yeah, it's pretty stuffed.
Yeah, okay. Well, just give it one little squeeze on a rag, if you've got a rag. Or wipe it on your palette. Just wipe the excess on your palette, but
Okay.
don't clean it completely because we want some of that paint. So right now, so I've put some white on my brush there, look.
Okay, little dab.
Just a little bit of Russian. Now watch what I do again. So next to the marks we've already made, we're just going to put little dashes of white, little bits of white, and we're not going to brush it in. Next to the marks we've already made, yeah?
Beside the marks, all right?
By the marks that we've already, those dark marks we just made, you're just going to do just a brush down, a brush down. We're not rubbing it in yet. Brush down, brush down. Try to get a bit of white next to each mark that you've made and stop when you've done it. Stop.
Stop.
And then you stop. I'm going to put my palette down. So just a little dash. It's really not like, can you look at mine? You can see they're just little specks, aren't they?
Yeah, very small.
You've got enough. That's fine, honestly.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine. Now, with a rag, yeah, like this, well, I'm sure you've got, that's a it's much cleaner than mine. That looks like a hand puppet.
Hello.
Yeah. Oh,
It's a monster.
so rub the brush until you've got most of the paint off. You won't get it all off. So it's like so. Then what we're going to do, really lightly, yeah. So watch me do it. Right, really lightly. We're going to hold the brush like this, like this. We've done this. I've done this before with you, I think.
Yeah.
So we go. So it's vertical. We're going to go long arm thing. Oh, where is it? Where's my arm? Long arm thing. Stand back. And then, so what can you see? What I'm doing? Right, so it's just literally just really gently. That's it. Just really gently, just brush it in really gently, so you don't. And it should, especially with the zinc white. Actually, I think I'm using zinc white as well. Funny enough. And then every now and then, rub your brush again. Rub your brush so just get a rag, rub your brush when you've done a couple of them. It's really gently, just so what we're trying to do is get this mottled effect. And rub the brush every now and then so that you're not just getting light brown, you're getting this effect. You're getting an effect. We'll build on this. This is the first shot at it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's basically light and dark, which is what we're seeing on that picture. Sometimes you'll be able to pick up the white and move it and use it on a couple of somewhere else as well. But the main thing I want you to do is real light touch. There we go. I need my studio light really to show you what. Actually, it probably looks better on your computer, Mark, because I've got this big screen. It's like pretty old. So what we're going to, how's it go? That's it. That looks great.
Look good?
Does it look good to you?
Oh, yeah.
See what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So basically it gives us a separation between, oh, it's great. Yeah, between the trunk and the branches. So if we share this again, look. Yeah, so if you look at this again, Kit. Yeah, so what we're trying to do is get something similar, and we have. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Realistic game for men. It's popped up. I get the weirdest thing popping up on my screen. Oh dear. Right, okay. So, oh, that's genius. Actually, I only just thought of doing it like that, Kip, but it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are we doing? 1650. I know my thing probably soon is going to start mucking about soon. Great. So you can see, right, whatever, I'll just stop the recording. Pause. Pause. Okay then, Kip, Scott, it was a really good lesson, I think. And yeah, like I say, let it dry a bit before you do anything else with. But this one, we're going to work with it on the next lesson. But do by all means start now, go through the process. And it is like the more painting you can do, the just more comfortable and relaxed you get with it. With the oil paint and all the paint, you can just keep moving it around until you're happy with it. So you've got 4 or 5 paintings on the go. Mm-hmm. You can just you learn about color harmony, you learn about all of the things by doing it. I think the worst thing is if not doing it. That's the biggest obstacle to painting, is not doing it.
Right.
The rest of it is like you start to make your own informed decisions, and then you'll find there's a pattern in what you do for you. So I've got my way of doing things, but it's my way of doing things. I'm not expecting anyone to. What I want people to do is do it their way. But the biggest obstacle is actually just putting the canvas on the easel and starting to paint on a regular basis. So thank you very much.